Well, despite COVID-19, or possibly even because of it, the sun is most definitely shining on the UK holiday let sector. And I've been so looking forward to this call because I'm a big advocate of UK holiday lets. I've been investing in them myself since 2009 and documenting the trends that we've seen developing. So for this call, I'm delighted to be joined by our sponsor of the Holiday Lets Tribe, that is Sykes Cottages, and on the call is Rachel Brennan. So Rachel, it's so great to finally catch up with you. We've got so much to talk about, so much positivity in the sector. We've just heard today that YouGov data is stating that 77% of Brits have no intention of travelling abroad over the next 12 months. So it bodes very, very well for the sector. But before we start talking about that, I'd be really interested just for a quick overview of Sykes Cottages, the services that you provide for holiday let owners, and the scale of your business.
Yeah, so Sykes Holiday Cottages is a marketing and booking agent for holiday lets, for holiday cottage owners across the UK and Ireland. We tailor make all of our packages to suit our owners' needs, so our owners can choose to be as hands-on or as hands-off as they wish. Now, we can start that journey with our owners before they even have keys in their hand, so we can ensure that they're choosing the right property. With our new to let owners, so new to market properties, we can ensure that they're setting their properties up for success from the get-go. And for our experienced owners who are coming over to us from other agencies, we can ensure that they're really maximising on their revenue and maximising on their bookings as well. In terms of services, so what we do is we set up the property, the initial listing, that's professional photography, expertly written descriptions, just to make sure that that property is really getting sold to the best of its ability. We then have dedicated account managements that will actually sit and watch the performance of each property as well, particularly in the first couple of months since going live, just to ensure that every property is off to the best possible start. With that, we also have 24-hour customer helplines as well. So that's to support some of our owners and taking away the stresses for the owners that they might have from customer queries. In terms of the scale of the business, so we already represent over 13,000 property owners in the UK and already have 19,000 properties on our books. And last year we took over just over 1.5 million customers away with us, and those figures are not showing that they're slowing down, and that growth is continuing. That demand is definitely there, as you've just so kindly introduced, but we just need some more supply to put those customers in.
Good. Well, that's where property tribes, landlords may be coming into the picture, because, I mean, prior to COVID-19 lockdown, there was, to my mind, there was an already increased interest in holiday lets from existing landlords due to the onerous tax regime of Section 24. And I just think that the whole COVID-19 thing has amplified a number of kind of niche trends, like landlords changing from standard buy-to-let to holiday lets, you know, the rise of the staycation, the increasing demand for people that want to just remain on holiday in the UK. So it's almost amplified those kind of existing trends, hasn't it?
That's right. So we've seen a huge increase in those thinking of buying owners and those new to property owners as well. Now, there's always been some great tax relief and special benefits available to holiday letting. You know, you have things like owners can claim capital gains allowance. So that just means that kitting out the property to a luxury standard is all can go towards your pre-tax profits. As well as that, all the earnings that you have can class towards pension purposes as well, but also that the running costs are also tax redeemable. So anything like your insurance, your cleaning costs, any of your utility bills as well. So we are in a very fortunate position that we do have some owners that are looking to purchase a holiday home, and some of our Sykes owners are looking to sell their home. So we can actually link them up and sort of marry those two together and actually offer a very smooth transition over if people are looking for that pre-made holiday let. But needless to say, it doesn't have to be pre-made. You know, it's quite easy to actually change a residential property to a holiday let quite quickly and quite easily as well, and it can be very, very successful.
Indeed. I'm really glad that you mentioned about kitting out holiday lets to a high standard, because this again was one of the kind of niche trends that I saw over the last 10 or 12 years, in that you know, long gone are the days of a slightly tired you know, holiday let with a lumpy mattress and some sad curtains hanging at the windows. The actual market demands an extremely high standard, and I always say that in this day and age, people are looking to actually stay somewhere that's actually significantly nicer than their own home. So I think, you know, the whole standards have been raised across the industry in recent years, haven't they?
That's correct, and it really is worth mentioning that, you know, kitting out the property to that luxury standard. Customers really appreciate the high quality, and it's going to lead to fantastic feedback, which of course is going to lead to more and more bookings, but also you have better wear and tear, so you're having to replace things a lot less as well. So we would always encourage people to go for that luxury standard rather than to go for cheap fittings, which might be, you know, a sort of, you think that's the way forward to begin with. So yeah.
Now, it's very interesting that when the hospitality sector reopened in early July following lockdown, to me, for my holiday let bookings, it was like the floodgates opening. I mean, literally my email was going ping, 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 new booking, which always makes my eyes light up. But, you know, you represent thousands of holiday let owners. You're collecting mass data on this topic. Are your owners experiencing a very high demand as well?
Yeah, so that is up and down the country, so it really isn't one location, and everybody is enjoying that increased booking levels, and we've seen some significant increases. If we look back just at last month, our occupancy rate was at 95% of all of our units occupied last month, so it is huge numbers. And in terms of customer searches, now we have 50% of our customer searches for imminent dates, you know, going in the next couple of weeks, and the other 50% either later dates in the year or even for 2021 or 2022. So for us, it really doesn't matter what availability you have, you know, whether it's imminent or whether you're looking to actually start holiday letting in the future. Now really is the best time to be getting your property on the books.
Fantastic. Well, you know, I'm a big advocate of coastal holiday lets, and I've always looked for holiday lets and areas with year-round occupancy potential, because I think, you know, regardless of where you are in the UK, you'll get your summer holiday, your bank holidays, half terms, Christmas and New Year. You should get those without too much difficulty. But, you know, some areas can be quite seasonal, and I think that the real success in holiday letting is to find a property that has an extended occupancy potential for year-round bookings, even if it's just, you know, long weekends throughout the kind of shoulder months, as we call them. Do you have any tips for you know, finding a holiday let that can benefit from enhanced occupancy?
Yeah, so you sort of hit the nail on the head with, you know, our honeypot areas, as we call them, as being our coastal properties or anywhere within a national park. And with that, offering short breaks can really help. You know, a lot of people, especially during those sort of shoulder months, they either have, you know, a couple of days of annual leave left. They're not looking for, you know, a week long let, but you can actually get 2 in 1 week. So in terms of the income, it can be fantastic. Now, a lot of our larger properties, because we're talking sort of 5 bedrooms or more, there's very few of them as well. So going for a larger property just really sort of stands out. And a lot of large party bookings, they take a lot of planning, so they book much further in advance. And when customers are booking in advance, they are less price sensitive, so they're willing to pay that bit more of a premium as well. But it really is worth mentioning, as we said before about the luxury standard, is that, we would rather that you went smaller but kitted it to a really luxury standard, rather than to try and stretch a budget and then go for something that was very, very basic. And with the larger properties, they are looking for additional and extra or unique sort of features. So they're looking for those games rooms, cinema rooms, hot tubs. But for those winter bookings, it's really your open fire, making sure that you can make your property as cozy as possible and as inviting as possible during those winter months will really bring those bookings in. And half of the time, the customers just like the idea of them and they've never used them, but they just love the idea of that. But it's also worth mentioning that the key to success is really finding the right agency for you. As you put there, that anyone can really sell, those peak periods. It's those shoulder months where others are really, really lacking. And that is where we come in. That is our expertise. That's the reason why we have an annual marketing spend of just over £25 million per year. So we will advertise on our website, and the majority of our bookings come through our website, about 80% of them. But we also have over 500 partner websites as well, just to make sure that property is getting the right exposure, because you can have the right locations and all the right features, but it's getting the traffic and getting the right customers coming through to then book your property. Whereas our partner websites will just make sure that happens for you.
That's fantastic. You're an absolute encyclopedia of holiday intel, Rachel. Fascinating talking to you. You've mentioned about the marketing reach of Sykes Cottages, the portal. Could we just kind of touch on the other topics? You mentioned fully managed. Does that include all the cleaning and organising the linen changeover and that kind of thing, or do people have to find kind of local services to do that?
No, so we have an extensive network of preferred suppliers. So as I said, whether it is that you're looking to have support in kitting out your property, we'll help with that. Whether you're looking to have a mortgage, we'll help with that. But we do have an extensive network of cleaners and of fully managed services out there. So they can do absolutely everything for you. Some of our long distance owners or absence owners, the 25th of every month is just their payday for them, and they don't really have to do anything for it. So it is a completely bespoke, tailor-made package that we can offer, just to ensure that we meet every one of our owners' needs.
And we were chatting before we started the call, and you also mentioned that you are able to advise people on setting up a holiday let, choosing the area, the type of property based on your, extensive knowledge of demand in any given area. And I think that's such a useful service to somebody starting out, that they can literally tap in to your local knowledge and find the best area and also the best type of property within that area.
That's correct. So we have a very large property experts team. So they will sit looking at listings with you, ensuring that you're choosing the right property, for yourself, thinking about all the logistics, who is actually going to be cleaning that property. If it's us, yep, fair enough, you can buy absolutely anywhere. But if it's going to be yourself, you're going to want to make sure that that's within a sort of an hour radius of you, just so that you can get to the property quite readily and it's easily accessible for you. With that, we then, as soon as you've had an offer accepted on a property, we can get one of our local property consultants out to actually go and meet you at the property. So we currently have 60 of them dotted all across the UK and Ireland. And the beauty of this is that majority of them actually were holiday let owners, or still are with us. So they know exactly, what you're going through. They've been in that position, so they can offer you lots of useful hints and tips and lean on their experiences and their learnings, just to make sure that, you do everything right from the get-go.
I think that's such an incredibly useful service, and I would urge anybody watching this who are thinking of setting up a holiday let to tap in to the resources offered by Sykes Cottages, because as we're seeing, it's very, very extensive knowledge and data behind all of this. I was just wondering, what would you say are the top three things, if you could only pick three, that a holiday let needs to have in order to be successful? What are those top three things? And just curious if they've changed at all since COVID-19 lockdown, and whether kind of guest priorities have changed in any way.
So one of the features would definitely be Wi-Fi, and good Wi-Fi at the property is worth mentioning. I mean, our research shows that you can actually increase on your income by 16% just for offering Wi-Fi, which is actually, you know, fairly inexpensive in comparison to the return that you're going to get. First thing kids do is they're logging on, checking social media, and you know, they're setting up their Netflix so that they can watch it there. But also, mum, dad checking the local attractions, but also checking work emails. We've got a lot of people working remotely now, and some people actually wanting to take that break and actually go and work in one of our cottages for the week, and just to have that change of scenery while people can't get to offices, or maybe they're going to go there and spend some time with family as well. The other one I would say is pet friendly. So actually welcoming, you know, pets to the property, our four-legged friends. My fun fact is that we actually took away more dogs than we did children last year. So we really do treat them as one of our own, and it's the huge added benefit of staying in the UK that kennel costs are so expensive. So getting to take your furry friend away with you. So we're thinking about things like hard wood floors there, easy to clean. Any sort of outdoor space is going to be a huge advantage to that, but also things like, you know, dog bowls and beds and treats. That is a huge one that can really see some big return. And lastly, is always a favourite, and it's still the rage, is hot tubs. And they are not for everybody, and some properties, you know, just can't accommodate them. But you can really, you know, you can increase by over 50% by offering that hot tub feature, and they still are all the rage. In terms of those, the features changing, I think we're seeing people that actually really want a great kitchen, because I think a lot of us have took to home cooking, home baking during lockdown. So a really good kitchen, well-equipped kitchen is what people are looking for, but also that keyless entry. So a lot of people aren't really looking for that sort of meet and greet service anymore. They're looking for a key safe so that they can just come to, you know, go into the property as and when they please, and just to avoid any further contact. And it's just also worth mentioning that visit with our local property consultants that I mentioned before is completely free of charge and with no obligation. So in terms of going for it, there really is no loss to that, as well as there's no setup, you know, there's no sort of charges or upfront costs with joining Sykes, so you don't pay us a penny until we've actually secured your first booking. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, no, we're actually partnered with Clevio, which is a keyless entry system. So I will pop the video about Clevio below, because I do agree that that's you know, one of the potential advantages of a holiday let. It's almost like a self-contained isolation pod. So you can actually you know, gain entry to the property without having to interact with anybody. Some people do like to be met and greeted. Others just prefer the keyless system, but you know, obviously you've got the choice of both. I think just I am interested about the hot tubs thing. I'm quite surprised about that, if I'm honest, because I thought that, you know, they might not be so popular post COVID-19, and also obviously there are sort of hygiene things that need attending to them. But if they're giving you 50% extra bookings and interest, then, well, you've definitely got to consider it. I would probably add to that parking and easy access. I think that's very important, and only a minor thing, but very, very important is good quality mattresses. People want to get a good night's sleep, and, you know, high quality bed linen and dressing gowns and things that give, you know, as we were talking about earlier, a bit of that luxury feel.
Yeah, no, that I would agree with all of those. You asked me for three. I could probably list
it was a tough
one. But yeah, I agree with all of those there. And as you said, people really are looking for something that's almost their dream property. You know, they're getting to go to it and spend the week there that they could only dream of owning that property one day. So increasing the luxury sort of standard is definitely a huge advantage.
Yes. Yes, and I would also again add, close to lots of attractions and activities, and also I think fine dining has become much more important. People like to be close to good quality restaurants and bars and cafes, and obviously we're seeing a lot more of home delivery now as well. So that's probably one of the slight changing trends we've seen, that people are ordering in more. So those holiday lets that are close to good delivery outlets, they're probably going to benefit, and they should highlight that in their marketing.
Yeah, so we actually have that as one of our top features. So within sort of a mile of a pub or shops, but also we can highlight. So we do send lots of communications out before guests actually are due to stay, just to help them prep. But we will sort of navigate them to where their local sort of drop-offs or collection points can be for sort of food deliveries as well.
Now, we can't stress, Rachel, how important the marketing is, and holiday lets benefit from the fact that they're very visual. We love pictures of English cottages with roses round the door. The picture can sell a cottage. The view can sell a cottage. And with one of my little holiday lets, I had the choice between a white cladded property and a blue cladded property, little fisherman's type cottage in an award-winning new development next to the beach at Camber Sands in East Sussex. And I chose the blue one because I knew that it would just jump out in the marketing photos, and it's proven to be the case. And so many people have said to me, oh, we wanted to stay in your little blue house. So I think if you find a little quirky thing like that about your cottage as well, that can really help it in the marketing stakes, can't it?
That's right, and we always say that now really is the time to think outside the box and get creative. Long gone are the days where people are purely looking for your traditional stone built cottage. We still have all of those rural cottages, and they still perform fantastically. But we also have those seaside chalets, the city centre apartments, but also down to yurts and glamping pods and shepherd's huts. People have got very creative, where we have double decker buses that are converted and railway carriages, and they are fantastic. And if anyone is looking for inspiration on how to do that, then it really is just give us a call, and we can help you with that inspiration. And now's the time to think about those unique experiences, because you're really going to stand out. There's quite a lot of competition out there now. There's a lot more holiday lets than we're sort of talking 5-10 years ago, so now really is the point to stand out. So yes, the blue cottage definitely would get our customers' eyes.
We've all got to, I think, raise our marketing game, and that's where portals such as Sykes Cottages, really, really come into their own and really deliver value. I guess as we kind of come to the end here, Rachel, and I really can talk about holiday lets for hours. I'm just such a big fan of them. What advice would you give to somebody starting out in holiday lets? Because I guess the two key things are the location and the property type.
So that's correct. It is to just go, it's narrowing down your location really of where you would like to go. And as I said, if that's yourself, you need to be thinking about it being close by. And if that's us, it really can be anywhere. So now's the time to think about how much you would like to use it, because with this, holiday letting can give you a lot more flexibility than a normal, long-term let. So you can actually go and enjoy it yourself too. And once you've then got the location, really getting in touch with local estate agencies, giving us a call, because we can keep an eye out for anything that we think would make for a fantastic holiday let, and then having a little look at the features. Now, features can change dramatically on location, so before spending any sort of serious money, as I said, I would just advise to give us a call. We'll make sure you're spending money in all the right places. And then and getting on board and sort of taking that. A lot of landlords as well are actually pleasantly surprised with what they already have in their portfolio, when they're looking at it as any of their vacant properties. A lot of people are thinking that they would need to buy a new property, and some of them are pleasantly surprised when they can actually get what they potentially got for a monthly, sort of on a weekly basis. Of course, not all locations are right for holiday lets, but let us see the listing, and we can help you and make that decision with you.
Yes, that would be a brilliant option if you have a what was a standard buy to let, and if particularly if it didn't have a buy to let mortgage, because obviously you need a specialist holiday let mortgage if you are going to undertake holiday lettings. It would be very useful for a landlord that has a property that's perhaps underperforming as a single occupancy buy to let to consider if it might make a good holiday let and obviously increase the income.
That's right. And as I said, not all properties are right for holiday letting, but you'll never know until you try and ask those sort of questions. And always worth noting that the price is everything, and pricing your property correctly, competitively, but making sure that does generate that sort of interest. And we have some fantastic revenue management tools here at Sykes Cottages, market leading really, in which that uses real-time data, and uses the customer demand, uses the customer behaviour, with and interacting with your website, to make sure that we can get the best possible price for you. We won't always be at the highest at the very top, but we will always maximise on occupancy, and we'll always maximise on your income and get you the best possible price at any time. So price is a key factor as well in ensuring that you're setting yourself up for success there.
No, I totally agree. And I just wanted to pick up on what you said about when you're searching for a holiday let to know the location, but also to love the location yourself, because I love where my holiday lets are, and I feel that I transmit that to my guests in every aspect of the marketing of the holiday lets, because I know the area. I can make suggestions of restaurants and days out for the family, or lovely coastal walks. That's actually one of the great pleasures I get from owning a holiday let, is that I can actually facilitate people having a wonderful break. And let's not forget what a privilege that is, because some people they look forward to their 2 or 3 week annual holiday all year round, and as holiday cottage owners we're in a position to give them a wonderful time with family and friends, create very happy memories. And that's one of the things that I particularly love about being a holiday let owner, and seeing the reviews come in from guests that have had a fantastic time.
No, that's right. And I think it's amazing, and it's such a good feeling when we actually meet like-minded owners to ourselves. Hopefully you can see how passionate myself is about holiday letting, but also our local property consultants who a lot of them have been born and bred in those areas and know those areas like the back of their hand as well, that they too share all of that local knowledge. So it's not worrying if you don't know everything, you just love the area but you don't know everything. Our local property consultants will get you there. They'll tell you what you should be putting in your welcome pack. That might be some lovely local treats to the area, and what should go in your guides for those walks. And we've got amazing marketing teams here as well, that will help you with any of those additional information that maybe you're lacking. And of course, all of our owners can add to that at any time. The more that they go to stay in their own property, the more that they can add to it. And that's where I was saying at the start of the interview, is that you can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want, and some owners absolutely love that interaction with their guests. They love to call them beforehand to see if there's any special requirements, if they want the beds made up in a certain way, or if it is a special occasion, so that they can get a bottle of bubbly in the fridge ready for their arrival. And customers appreciate it so much. Or as I said, we can do it all for you. So it's it is your property, and you are still in control of that, and we want to let it in the right way for you.
Yeah, well, I always say, when people say, oh, you have to do the changeover and you get all these bills for cleaning and you get all these bills for laundry and etc. And I say, well, if you're getting bills in, it means you've actually had bookings. Once you've got bookings in, not only, you're going to get your bills, but also I love that those bills support, those services that are being provided by local people actually support the local community as well.
Yeah, a lot of our planning, so we will provide supporting documents, especially when an owner is either looking to diversify land or potentially on planning permission for a property as well. And it's so interesting, so exciting to see sometimes actually the support that it can give for those local eateries. You know, you're buying in the local butchers, and you're getting out on those walks into the National Trust walks as well, which is fantastic. So it is our way of sort of almost, giving something back, but allowing people to actually experience the UK in all its glory, which has been, the huge thing from COVID, is that people have stayed in the UK and people have seen what the UK has to offer. And a lot of people are wanting to do that again and again. Our research has showed that, your average Brit will take around 3 UK holidays a year. And that was before COVID. So we'll see those stats hopefully rising post COVID.
I just want to second what you said about the UK. We have so many beautiful, incredible and diverse places, from top to bottom of the country. And I second what you say about people falling in love again with our own country. The tourism industry hopefully is going to be one of the things that helps with the economic recovery, because we mentioned at the start that 77% of Brits reporting to YouGov said that they weren't intending to go abroad for the next year. So everything is boding well for, significant and increasing demand for holiday lets. There's no air travel, no going to busy places, no queuing at airports with fractious children. And I think one of the key things that I always state about holiday lets is, try and buy somewhere that's within about a 2-hour drive of a major population density, because that means that on a Friday night people can leave work and they can be sitting in your holiday let in front of that lovely log burning stove, if that's a wintertime break, within a couple of hours of leaving work. So I think that's another key thing to think about, of who are going to be your guests.
Yeah, that's right. And we have, as I said, our website and over 500 partner websites, and a lot of those are the likes of Booking.com, Expedia, and we do have some that will bring in, international customers at times as well. But right now, it is your UK, it's your UK base who's coming away with you. I went to stay in one of our cottages down in Devon just in summer. I have a little boy, and it was great to be able to just pack up the car with everything and not, get the suitcase on your scales, to make sure you don't go over the allowance. We could pack up everything. He could take all of his toys, and it was a fantastic experience, and a really sort of like family moments and sharing. And that's what Sykes is. We were built on family roots. We were built on the sort of kitchen table of Sykes Clive, Clive Sykes, sorry, who had his mum's property to be with. And as growing to be a bigger company, a national company, it's so important that we don't lose those family values, and we certainly don't forget where we've come from, and we know that family is so important to everybody, and that's what it is like when a new owner joins us. You're joining the Sykes family, and we want you to succeed, we want you to do well, so owners can reap the benefits of that.
Yeah. Well, those are lovely sentiments, and I think that if you do provide a wonderful holiday for people, not only are they going to tell their friends what a fantastic time they had in your holiday cottage, they're probably going to come back for years to come. And I know from my own experience, I have guests that come back year in, year out, and have been doing for the last decade. And again, that's very rewarding part of it, to know that they love it so much they want to keep coming back, their little home away from home. So I guess that takes us full circle right back to the beginning. Rachel, thank you very much for your insights, and I think we can only both really agree that we're probably entering a golden era of UK holiday lets, and there are many benefits to owning one. A great way to diversify your portfolio if you have existing standard single occupancy buy to let. It can help mitigate risk, and as you say, you can use it occasionally yourself. It can enrich the life of your family and friends and so on. So we could talk for hours, but I think we can both end by saying that the future's very bright for UK holiday let owners.
Yeah, that's right. And thank you so much for having me as well. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, well, likewise. Thank you very much. I think we're going to have to book another call, Rachel, because I've got 1,000 more questions in my head. I really love holiday lets, and I really want to help be an advocate for them going forwards, and help landlords make wise choices about where to buy and what to buy. And it seems that you've got your team, I think you said before the call, over 30 property experts that can offer advice for newcomer holiday let owners starting out. So everybody watching this, we hope you've got value from it, and please do get in touch with Sykes Cottages if you would like to tap into all their expertise, their marketing, all their local knowledge. You can click the banner at the top of the thread, or you can go jump across to the website and look at the services that you're interested in. But for now, Rachel, thank you very much for joining me on this call, and thank you for Sykes Cottages' support of Property Tribes. It is the support of our commercial partners like yourself that help maintain Property Tribes as a free to use community resource. So we're really delighted and thankful to have you as part of our ecosystem of trusted products and services for landlords.
Great, thank you.